Welcome to T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball from St. Louis, Missouri, and Busch Stadium. It is game 2 of a 4-game series between the Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. The Buccos looking to even this series at a game apiece after the Cardinals walked them off last night. Matt Adams' 2-run homer did the job. The National League Central Division standings, the Reds winning game 1 of a doubleheader against the Cubs earlier today. They've caught the Pirates. Things have tightened up in the National League Central. Hi again, everyone. Along with Bob Walk, I'm Tim Neverett. Robbie Ince-Mikowski will join us in just a little bit. And, Bob, as you look at the division, things are tightening up. It's really looking like a 4-team race.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Second half of the season, you have the top 4 teams within 4 games of each other. And I really believe that it's going to be close like that. These guys, they're going to be climbing over each other. One day we'll be in second, next day third, then maybe first, then back to second. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. All the teams are going to go right down to that last week.
Good reason to tune in every day. Speaking of tight races, how about this series? It's been pretty tight since Clint Hurdle came on the scene in 2011. The wins, just 1 more for the Cardinals. The runs per game even, those numbers are very, very close.
Well, in this division, really, it's the Cardinals that everybody looks at that is the team that everyone wants to beat. And the fact that we play them so well, I think that's a feather in our cap. The Cardinals are the cream of the crop, and we're right there with them. And I think that says a lot for the Pirate organization.
Last year at this time, the record's even. This year, just about even again. Vance Worley, he's been dealing. And Vanimal gets the baseball again tonight for the Pirates. The right-hander going against the Cards. Take a look at Vance Worley when we come back to Busch Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals, Pirates looking to even up this series at a game apiece. And Bob, Vance has been very good since joining the Pirates from AAA Indianapolis.
Yeah, he's been doing an outstanding job. Really a nice shot in the arm for the club. And it's not that he comes out either and just throws a few good innings here and there. He's been going deep into the ball games. And, for me, it's all about his command and the way he's been attacking the strike zone. He's fearlessly goes after the bats. He pitches to contact, doesn't worry about a thing, and even in his last start, picked up 6 strikeouts.
Making his 3rd career start against the Cardinals, looking for his first positive decision against St. Louis. Things been going okay for Vance Worley. Not so much for Garrett Cole in the recent hours. Robbie's got more on the Pirates right-handed.
Yeah, Tim, after the ball game last night, news broke from manager Clint Hurdle's office that Garrett Cole was headed back to the DL. This is his 2nd time in just a handful of weeks. That Cole will miss time. This time it's the right lat strain that he suffered during his last start. He had to exit after 5 innings. And in tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update, Cole discusses suffering the injury.
I felt it in the game, and it responded decent the last couple days, but getting on the mound today, getting elevation and putting some extra force into it, it didn't feel good. Hopefully this is the last hurdle we have to get over, and I can help us down the stretch in the second half. I think that's a goal. I think we're kind of changing I had my heart set on this series. I mean, I don't think you can really ask for anything more. 4-game set in St. Louis after taking sole possession of second place. I was looking forward to pitching, but they were really convincing in the fact that we need to look at the bigger picture. So, that's kind of had options.
Pitch instinctively, not have a checklist before every pitch and a checklist after every pitch, where he can go out and be the Garrett Cole that we've seen in the past. And I don't feel that's far away. We didn't feel the urgency for the start. Just at the end of the day, as I said yesterday, the risk wasn't worth the reward. And I want him out there competing with no other thought in mind but pitching. And that'll be our goal to get him to that spot.
And Garrett Cole was planning to throw an abbreviated bullpen anyways yesterday, but Chris Stewart caught the pen, and Cole asked Stewart how it was, and Stewart said, not your normal Garrett Cole. So, Tim, no Cole, no Liriano, and in the month of July, that's really been no problem so far, as the other guys who have filled in have done a great job.
Thanks, Robbie. Liriano will be back this weekend, according to Clint Hurdle. Said he'll pitch either Saturday or Sunday in Cincinnati, but the Pirates starters since June 1st, Bob, been doing very well.
Yeah, the entire month of June was great for the pitching. They just came and did a wonderful job, and the young guys came up. Compton did a fantastic job in the month of June also. But you look at those ERAs, 3 of them are in the 2s, and Edenson's, who isn't in the 2s, it's a low 3. So it's just, you can't ask for a better starting rotation than what you're looking at right there as far as their numbers.
Vance Worley has the ball tonight for the Pirates, and he will start against 22-year-old right-hander Carlos Martinez. Martinez making just his 5th start since joining the Cardinals rotation. We'll look at Carlos and the Cards when we come back to Busch Stadium. first pitch at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Carlos Martinez getting some last-minute advice from the veteran catcher, Yadier Molina. The 22-year-old flame-throwing right-hander going again tonight. Had a win against the Giants last Thursday.
He's backed off the velocity a little bit on that fastball as he's become a starting pitcher, and that's really worked actually for him. His numbers are great as a starter, and he's going a little bit deeper each time out. Let's hope that does not continue today.
They feel he can be stretched out to about 100 pitches now. Martinez and Worley, the pitching matchup. We will have the first pitch of the ball game coming up momentarily. First, let's send you back to Pittsburgh. Rob King is standing by with this game break. Getting the ball, getting ready to throw it, and throw it hard as he does. 22-year-old, the youngest on this Cardinals squad. Will face the Pirates lineup. That is brought to you by Toyota and looks like this tonight. Gregory Polanco leading off back in the lineup. Then Starling Marte hitting .322 over his last 25 games. 15 runs batted in and 12 runs scored. McCutchen third. Walker cleanup again with Martin batting fifth. Ike Davis sixth. Pedro Alvarez seventh. Jordy Mercer hitting eighth. And Vance Worley will bat ninth against Martinez. Gregory Polanco had a pinch hit appearance last night. Struck out with the bases loaded, but now back in the lineup after basically a game off last night. He'll face a lot of fastballs from this guy.
There you can see Martinez's number. Came up through the minor leagues as a starting pitcher. The plan was to make him a starting pitcher, but this year the time table I think has been accelerated with the injuries they've had to their rotation. They've had to put him in there quicker than they anticipated, but he's responded. He is really pitching well.
For the Cardinals defensively in the outfield tonight, left to right, Matt Holliday, John Jay, and the rookie Oscar Taveras, one of the top prospects for the Cardinals. Carpenter and Peralta, along with Colton Wong and Matt Adams. Yadier Molina doing the catching. Matt Adams, he was public enemy number 1 for the Pirates last night with 1 out in the 9th and a 2-run home run. Just over the right field wall. Kept it inside the foul pole. And got his first career walk-off. A 2-0 Cardinal win in Game 1. Polanco takes strike 1 and we're underway. .284 the average for Gregory. Finds himself behind in the count, 0-2. When Polanco first came up, we saw a lot of contact from Polanco, and lately we're seeing some more swings and misses. And there's the contact and a base hit. And that's the Gregory Polanco that we came to see early on. So leadoff single.
Yeah, we got the big three playing tonight. They're coming up here in the first inning, and this is always kind of an exciting thing. You get that speed up there with Polanco, Marte, and then McCutcheon's on deck. We'll see if it pays off with an early lead.
Well, Polanco no stranger to Martinez. They faced each other over the winter in the Dominican Winter League, a league in which Polanco was named MVP. And a strike call to Marte. Well, Martinez was battling for the 5th starter spot out of spring training. Joe Kelly would win that job, and Martinez went to the bullpen. But a rash of injuries on the Cardinals staff forced him out to the mound as a starter. Joe Kelly, one of those injuries, although Kelly expects to return Friday. Michael Wacha out for still at least a couple of more weeks. 0-1 to Marte. There goes Polanco. Swing and a miss, and Molina throws from his knees, not in time. Stolen base for Gregory Polanco, and here comes Mike Matheny.
Pretty good throw from your knees, isn't it? That was a breaking ball also.
Well, there's no question that Molina can throw.
Right on the money. There's no question he was safe as far as I could see.
Like you get the left hand in there. Allegheny Health Network Super Mole, give us a look. Can't see his hand in that shot. But the Cardinals will check it out, and they're not going to review it, not going to challenge it.
Do we have a clock on that?
We should. This part of it, I think, as far as the replay stuff goes, probably needs to have an adjustment.
The argument about, well, this is cutting down on, the arguments between umpires. Matheny would have never, ever gone out of the dugout on that play right there. But he did in this case. So it just, stops the flow of the game.
0-2 pitch. Marte in the air to right center. John Jay on the run. Polanco will tag at second base, and he will get to third easily.
Nice job by Marte, staying back, driving up all the other direction.
Let's take a look now, Bob, at our Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, get the pitch count up. We've talked about how he's only had 4 games and he's only thrown 88 pitches. That's the most he's thrown so far. I'd like to see what happens is if we get it up to, say, 90 after 4 or 5 innings. I think they'll get him out of there quick, hit with men on base. If you watch last night's game, you know why I put that on there. And get the bunch down. That's something that I like to throw up quite often. It's a pet peeve of mine. And last night we didn't get a bunt down, and it might have been a difference of a ball game. You never know what would happen. But
well, the Cardinal infield in the top of the first playing in. And the pitch swung on and missed. That's strike 2. Pirates need to find a way to get a run across. Last night left 12 runners on. They were shut out. They had opportunities, including with the bases full, still unable to get guys in. Martinez 0-2 to McCutcheon. Struck him out on 3 pitches. 99-mile-an-hour heater there.
He just came back with the fastball on that one. Now, since he's been a starter, his velocities have been coming down. He's been working lower in the strike zone. But this is just an 0-2 fastball right down the middle with something on it.
He threw an I dare you fastball.
Yep,
McCutchen missed it.
That's a challenge pitch. Right at him. McCutchen will put that one back there, and he'll remember that next time.
2 outs and a runner at third base, and Walker facing Martinez. And Neal lines one to Peralta, and the Pirates strand a man. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Cardinals coming to bat against Vance Worley. Score. Cardinals coming to bat for the first time, facing right-hander Vance Worley. Mike Matheny's lineup brought to you by Honda. Matt Carpenter leading off, heading to the All-Star game again. John Jay, Matt Holliday, Matt Adams in the cleanup spot. First career walk-off hit. And it was a game-winning home run last night in the ninth. Yadier Molina, Johnny Peralta, and Oscar Taveras, an interesting player to watch. Colton Wong will bat 8th. Carlos Martinez bats 9th against the Vanimal.
Well, Worley's been doing everything that you could possibly ask of him. He just goes after the hitters, and his pitches have enough character to it that even when he gets something in the middle of the in the middle of strike zone, most of the time he still takes the sting out of the bat. That's what it's all about. Pitch to contact, get some soft contact, let your fielders make some outs, and he's been specializing in that.
Worley took a no-hitter into the 6th inning against Arizona in his last start, then ended up giving up 3 runs and took the loss. His only loss of the season. Strike 1 to Carpenter. Carpenter last year an All-Star as a second baseman, this year an All-Star as a third baseman. Cardinals moved him back where he played a lot. Last year more of a fill-in situation at second base, but played at an all-star level. 1-1 to Carpenter. Carpenter walked 3 times in the game last night. He went 0 for 1. Carpenter not one of those leadoff guys who's going to get on and steal second, but he'll get on base. A lot of times with a double. Justin Wilson pitched the 9th last night, gave up the game-winning home run to Adams. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Carpenter also be choosy up there at the plate. He's a good leadoff hitter in that regard. Not afraid to go to 2 strikes.
Carpenter's still an old school guy, no batting gloves. One of the few guys who doesn't wear any. Two ball, two strike pitch. Worley might have caught a piece of that one. Mercer's got to hurry, and it's too late. That'll be a base hit for Carpenter.
Mercer going behind Walker. Just a little too deep to get to this ball early enough to get it out. Like if he would have been able to get to that ball in a shallower position, take away that last hop, for instance, then maybe you got a chance of throwing out Carpenter.
Worley did not deflect it. Thought he might have had a piece of it, but did not. One on, nobody out. John Jay moves up on the order tonight, hitting in the second spot. Center fielder with a .290 average. Jay last night in the 8th inning reached on a base hit and then made a big base running blunder. There's a bouncer to second. Walker flips to Mercer. That's two. And a double play helps out Vance. 2 outs, base is empty.
And a number of double plays already in this matchup with the Cardinals. Cardinals got a few in last night's game. But then I believe Charlie got at least one. I remember Holiday hitting into double play.
That was in the 6th last night. Yeah, Pirates hit into double plays in consecutive innings in the 2nd and 3rd. Here is Holiday. He is the team leader in hitting into double plays with 14. He was in the 2 spot of the order last night. The number 3 spot, a spot we're more accustomed to seeing him hit in. Slow roller down toward 3rd.
It's been hooking everything. We're used to seeing him hit the ball the other way, but hit a couple balls to 3rd, one to short last night. Holds this one here foul on the ground.
And lately a lot of soft contact like we just saw there. Worley ahead of Holiday, 0-2. Struck him out looking. And Holiday doesn't agree. No score at the end of 1.
Automotive, we're driven to be better. And by Levin Furniture, proudly featuring solid wood American-made Amish furniture. For furniture that lasts, shop Levin. Let's go Bucks!
Here is tonight's Barrel Automotive League leaders stat. The best hitting teams against fastballs 93 miles an hour and above. The Pirates on top of the list, 301. And man at the plate, Russell Martin, as far as individuals go, third on the list as he deposits one right in front of Holiday. And Martin hitting .442 against fastballs 93 miles an hour or better. Just prior to that at bat. This one was only 91.
That's why he broke his bat.
Right down the middle.
He was too quick. Got it off the end of the bat. He was swinging like it was a 95, and it was just a 91.
A leadoff single for the Pirates. Second time in as many innings they've had the leadoff man aboard. Last night, 5 times in the game the Pirates had the leadoff man aboard. And Davis, a chopper toward short, charging his Peralta, and he'll get the lead runner. Martin forced out. Davis a fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 out.
It's a nice play by Peralta. I think a lot of shortstops would just went ahead and got the sure out over at first base. Got himself under control as he was fielding that ball. Nice little feed to second to get the lead man.
Pedro Alvarez hitting .240. 13 home runs and 42 runs batted in. Pedro's had good numbers against the Cardinals. Since 2011, Pedro has 11 home runs against St. Louis, 39 runs batted in. That's the most by any player in the big leagues against the Cardinals in that period of time. 1-0 pitch from Martinez. This might be a good matchup for Pedro tonight, Bob. You'd think a hard thrower like this, and Pedro can run into a fastball or two.
Yeah, you know you're going to get a couple. That's for sure.
And we've already seen Martinez throw a couple of center cut fastballs. The one he threw to Martin and the one he struck out McCutchen on. Pitch inside. And those pitches were middle fastballs. A lot of times the hard throwers like to stay on the corners. Two balls and a strike to Pedro. Davis at first. 1 out. And a little tapper past the mound. Peralta. He'll get one. And that's all he'll get. Pedro safe at first base.
Not a double play ball.
Let's go downstairs, check in with Robbie.
Well, it's Twitter Tuesday. Jordy Mercer was our guest, and he was fantastic. And the first question he was asked, why do you wear jersey number 10?
9's my favorite number, but Maz took over that one, so couldn't go there. And then also, Chipper Jones is my favorite player, and why not go with your number, your favorite player? So I went for it.
And you know what's funny? The year he made his big league debut, Chipper Jones was still playing, and Chipper was at the batting cage. Jordy didn't even muster up the courage to go up and talk to him. He walked up next to him and didn't even say anything to Chipper Jones. And finally, he was introduced and was able to meet his idol. Pretty neat story with that, too.
He was a little starstruck.
That first year in the big leagues, you're just walking around in awe. You're seeing an awful lot of players that you watched when you were a teenager.
Well, the first, and Alvarez just gets back. Now, then what's that feeling like, Bob, when you realize that you are among them? You're one of them.
You kind of pinch yourself a little bit, and also you need to pound it into your mind that you're here for a reason, that you can compete at that level. And that's really the struggle all young guys have, is when they come up, don't fight things. Don't think you have to be better than you've ever been. Just be yourself. That's why you're here, because you're good enough. And that fear of failure creeps in and becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that you can make it so much tougher than it really is. They're baseball players just like you are. They at one point were just like you were. They're young rookies in their first year, feeling the same things that you are now.
1 ball, 1 strike to Jordy Mercer. And Jordy swings and misses, strike 2.
Adam Wainwright over there, one of the absolute best pitchers in baseball. At one time, he's just like Martinez right there, making his 5th big league start. He knows what it's going through out there. They all went through it. No matter how good or how mediocre you are or whatever your situation is, you were all out there at one time with those same fears that the young guys have.
There goes Pedro on the 1-2, slapped up the middle. Alvarez safe at second, but Jordy's going to be out at first base. Colton Wong throwing him out. 10-pitch inning for Carlos Martinez. Number brought to you by Yellowwood. Well, last night. Ouch. Big city, Matt Adams. Hit it up over the wall and right. His first career walk-off hit. Broke a scoreless tie. Matt Carpenter at first base and 1 out. And that was a winner last night for the Cardinals. Line of Jack Buck at the end of games that he broadcast. So Matt Adams back up there. Not only was he bringing the lumber last night, he's been doing it consistently in terms of getting hits. One of the leading hitters in the National League. He's second with a .331 average, only behind Troy Tulowitzki of Colorado, who leads the league with a .349 average.
And you got to believe with his size, the way he can hit a baseball, that those power numbers are going to come along also. Home run last night got him up in double figures with 10 now.
This one's fouled off. Robbie, what do you have?
Well, Matt Adams hit the home run against a team he grew up rooting for. First walk-off home run he's ever hit in his entire career, including in college at Slippery Rock. He never did it. Heard from a lot of former teammates last night from college saying, I hate you, but I'm also happy for you at the same time. This morning he was woke up at 7:30 a.m. because his phone would not stop going off. Everybody that missed it.
Well, Neil Walker bobbling but recovering, and Adams is out. Well, sometimes when you have success, you have long days. Matt Adams had to get up early today, but I'm sure he'd do it again.
A nice concentration by Walker to stay focused on that baseball and pick it out of the air.
Robbie?
Yeah, so he was woken up this morning at 7:30 a.m. A lot of his friends and family went to bed last night because of the time change and with the delay. They went to bed and they missed a home run. He said, I usually sleep in till 9:30, 10:30 every day, but last night, this morning, it wasn't happening. 7:30, phone was going off. Had to catch up for about an hour with everybody, congratulating him on the big walk-off. Reluctantly, that is.
Phillipsburg, PA is the home of Matt Adams. Not too far from State College. Molina fouls this one off. And it's 2-1 count to the Cardinal catcher, headed back to the All-Star game. He's been there each year since 2009. Going back again this year. Worley's 2-1. 3 balls and a strike to Molina.
Brewers had a nice little campaign to try and get Lucroy voted in, but I guess it didn't work. I don't know if you saw some of those campaign spots or not.
Yeah, I did, and they went way out of their way to do it, which was good for one of their own. But Jonathan Lucroy having an incredible year. There's a bouncer to third base, broken bat roller. And Pedro throws out Molina. There are 2 gone. Well, 2 outs for the Cardinals, and time now for you Pirate fans to see if you want to be our AT&T fan photo of the day. Show us the ways you raise the Jolly Roger, places you watch the games on Root Sports. Show us how you display your Pirate pride. Just submit a picture via Twitter using the hashtag BucksFanPhoto for an opportunity to perhaps have it shown during our telecast tonight. Well, maybe in a little bit she's going to raise that sign. I've seen it before. I'm not going to tell you what it says, Bob, but hopefully we'll be able to see it in a little bit. I would stay tuned.
Still.
Yeah. She added the word still, which meant she had already done something. Or was just reminding people that she still feels a certain way. .239 for Johnny Peralta. Rips this one foul. Well, Peralta's had a good series so far against the Pirates.
Peralta's given the Cardinals a little pop in the lineup out of the shortstop position. 13 home runs this year.
4 of his 13 home runs have come against the Pirates. He has 7 RBIs in 9+ games against the Buccos.
And normally, not always, but normally the shortstop position isn't one you look at as a spot to produce the power, but here in St. Louis, that's the story.
2 outs, bases empty in the 1-2.
And they've been trying to find a shortstop for a while here.
Yeah,
been a sore spot.
He fits the bill. John Mozeliak on the right, the general manager. Rick Sutcliffe on the left. Sutcliffe will be working the national telecast tomorrow night. Peralta to right field for a hit. And Polanco will gather it up and send it back to the infield. Second base hit off of Vance Worley. 2-out single by Peralta.
It goes the other way with some authority on this. Slapped it that direction hard. Did that a couple times last night. Got nothing. Josh made a great diving catch in the outfield to steal extra bases from him. And I think he also lined out the Walker once.
And now Worley will face Oscar Taveras. Taveras came up in the 8th inning to pinch hit last night, lined out to Josh Harrison and right, and John Jay was at second base. And he took off for third, and Harrison threw back to second for the double play. But Taveras, a guy the Cardinals are extremely high on. Just 179 so far. Doing very well in AAA Memphis. 1-0 pitch, and this one's ripped to right field. Rounding second and heading for third is Peralta. Back-to-back 2-out singles. And Taveras hitting that one with a little authority.
Yeah, last 2 balls, both singles hit hard. A little breaking ball he just dropped the head of the bat down on, and you got Polanco out there easily able to keep that ball off the wall, but At first, I thought that might make it into the corner for extra bases.
Well, you got now 2 on. Runners at the corners and 2 out. Tavares, the #1 prospect for the Cardinals. The guy you get the feeling that the Pirates are going to be tangling with for years to come. Colton Wong, a swing and a miss. Nothing in 1 to second baseman for the Cardinals. Left-handed hitter looking out at Worley. Takes the ball 1-1. Colton Wong last night went 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Struck out, flied out. Martin setting up outside. Pitch goes inside. This one's gapped. Cardinals on the board. Peralta will score. Tavares will be waved home. And Colton Wong standing at second base with a 2-out, 2-run double. Cardinals lead it 2-0.
A lot of times while we've been watching Worley over his Pirate starts, he's been getting away with pitches that are like that one, that are in the heart of the plate, getting some soft outs, soft contact, but not this time. Wong took advantage of it, got him a couple of RBIs.
Colton Wong with just his 6th double of the season. RBI is 18 and 19. Now the pitcher Carlos Martinez at the plate. Martinez was a position player when he was first signed as a pro. The Red Sox signed him, but his name was Carlos Matias at the time. His real name is Carlos Martinez, but he was using a false identity with a fake age, and he was caught and was suspended for a year. Converted to being a pitcher. One ball and 1 strike. Bouncer to Walker. He retires Martinez, but the Cardinals strike for 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave a man. They head to the 3rd. St. Louis 2 and the Pirates nothing.
Is brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. 5-Hour Energy helps recognize those who, despite their own needs, put others first. By the Chevy Equinox and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go, Bucks!
Here's our Day Automotive this day in Pirates history. This date, 1950, the Pirates and Cardinals played at Forbes Field. The Pirates were down 3 in the 9th. when Jack Phillips hit a pinch hit walk-off grand slam to give the Bucs a 7-6 win. The ball just tipped off the glove of Stan Musial before landing in the bullpen in Kiner's corner. Ralph also had homered earlier in the game for the Bucs' first run. For the Cards, Red Schoendienst went 5 for 5. Colton Wong with a 2-run double with 2 men out. Vance Worley gave up back-to-back hits with 2 gone in the second. Now he'll lead off in the top half of the 3rd inning. Worley, and then the order will be turned back over to the top. Polanco and Marte.
Have an unlikely couple of runs from Worley's point of view. You got a couple of outs, nobody on. Now you're at the very bottom of the lineup. You don't expect the back-to-back hits and then really the light hitting Wong to take you up the gap and score both of them. But the unexpected happens sometimes.
0-1 to Vance Worley. That's a strike. 0-2. Worley got a piece of it, knocked it back foul, and it stays 0-2. Well, that fastball that reaches to the upper 90s can be such a weapon for the secondary stuff, like that last pitch that was thrown at 84 miles an hour.
Yeah, there's a scouting report here that on your phone that says he's backed off from the velocity as a starter. Not tonight. He's whipping it up there. There's another one, 98. And he's not saving it for the regular hitters either. He did that to Worley.
Well, the Pirates and Port Authority announce a ticket discount to all fans with Connect cards. Get up to $10 off outfield box, lower outfield box, outfield reserve, or grandstand seats. Show your Connect card at the PNC Park ticket windows or visit pirates.com/Connect card. So 1 out and Gregory Polanco back up. Polanco singled in the 1st inning. A lot of Pirate fans making their way down here to the Midwest to see their team on the road. Polanco 1 for 1 with a stolen base tonight. We'll look at a heater at 98. It'll be interesting to see how far the Cardinals let Martinez go tonight. The most he's thrown this year as a starter is 88 pitches. They feel that he's ready to be stretched out to somewhere near 100. And coming out of the bullpen, just taking him time to get fully stretched out. Eric Lilliquist, the pitching coach, there on the left, and the all-star manager, Mike Matheny. One-two. Polanco rips it into right field for a base hit. And a second straight hit with 2 strikes for Polanco. Well, maybe being unplugged for the night didn't hurt Mr. Polanco at all. Sat out last night. Back in there tonight, and he's 2 for 2.
Will he run again?
Well, Pirates have been running. They have 6 stolen bases over the last 5 games. That pitch outside. And it's 1-0 to Marte. Marte flied out deep to right center field after Polanco had stolen second base, and that got Polanco to third. Starling 0 for 1. You think about the stolen base too, Bob. It was a breaking ball, and Molina threw the ball from his knees. Head first slide by Polanco, got his left hand in just ahead of the tag of Colton Wong, and it was still close enough where Mike Matheny came out to check on it. Cardinals thought they might have an opportunity to get a reverse on a call for a moment, but then after looking at the video, they decided not to challenge.
That's pretty much standard operating procedure nowadays on a bang play. You call time and wait for your guys to review it back inside.
This one gets away from Molina, and Polanco down to second on the wild pitch.
Hard breaking ball that was too far out in front for Molina to corral. Well, there he is. This is where we struggled so much last night. Runners in scoring position.
Marte down on strikes, and there are 2 gone. Third strikeout for Carlos Martinez. Another one caught a lot of plate. Well, Andrew McCutchen is up now. The last time he struck out on 3 pitches, including a fastball right down the middle for strike 3, and he swung and missed that. This time he fouls one into the glove of Molina for strike 1.
100.
Yeah, Martinez isn't holding anything back.
You don't see many starters throw the ball 100. Doesn't happen very often. We saw Cole do it several times last year, but it is rare. 99. Might have tried to overthrow that one a little bit. That's why he got the bad location on it down away.
The 1-1 pitch to Andrew McCutchen. And the strike is called. It's 1-2.
Well, it looks like his game plan with Kutch tonight is he's just going to challenge him. See if he comes back with another fastball. He's throwing 3 in a row. Now he comes with the breaking ball. That was the first breaking ball Kutch has seen so far.
Worley getting ready to go back out. 2 outs. Polanco at second. The 2-2 pitch to McCutchen.
Didn't really break a whole lot.
It seems like just put some spin on it. Sometimes it'll be somewhat like a cement mixer. It'll just spin and go somewhat straight.
I was thinking it might have been a changeup.
And again the 2-2. Count is full to Andrew. Kutch had his 5-game hitting streak snapped last night. He went hitless in 5 at bats. He's 0 for his last 6. Walker hoping for an opportunity this inning. 3-2 to McCutchen. 22-year-old right-hander out of the stretch. Looks at second, and now will come home. Did he go? No, that's ball 4. So the Pirates with another base runner. 2 on and 2 out. And Neil Walker will come to the plate.
Really odd that after 6 straight fastballs, then he went to the breaking ball and then just kind of was afraid to throw that fastball again. I mean, that's showing you some respect. Get that. You throw 100 mile an hour and you're still throwing somebody 3-2 breaking balls.
Ball 1 to Neil.
I think that's a little slider that's going up there about 88, 89.
Walker hit a soft liner to Johnny Peralta to end the first inning. He's got a 9-game hitting streak going. His longest hitting streak of the season was 11 games from May 20th through May 30th. It's this one in the air to center field. Jay drifting back. He'll make the catch, and the Pirates will lead 2 more. Pirates have stranded 4 through 3 innings.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Now's the time to go places with Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. And by PNC Bank. Know where you stand with PNC Total Insight. Let's go Bucks!
We head to the bottom of inning number 3 at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Cardinals up 2-0. Colorful gentleman there. Interesting jersey. Something you might see in the Pacific Northwest somewhere. And Carpenter will lead off. Carpenter had a base hit in the first inning. Was erased as part of a double play that John Jay hit into. 0-2 to Carpenter. Well, Bob, the Bucks got to figure a way to get some runners around third.
Got to get hits with runners in scoring position. Pirates last year, that was a major problem. This year they've been about right the league average of doing that. There's some teams that are better and there's a lot of teams that are worse. But yesterday and early in this ball game, it's been a problem. Now last year, that's really what made the Cardinals season last year. They hit a ridiculous .330 last season with runners in scoring position. That's almost unheard of.
In the air to left, and Marte is waiting. And there is one out for the Cardinals. Carpenter out. John Jay will be coming up. New group and individual premium tickets are now available for Jason Aldean's Burn It Down Tour, coming to PNC Park Saturday, July 26th, featuring Miranda Lambert, Florida Georgia Line, and breakthrough artist Tyler Farr. To get your tickets, call 1-800-BUY-BUCKS. Be a big event at PNC Park. Well, we're out on the road when that is going on. Good. Sound disappointed. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And a ground ball slowly hit to short. Charging is Mercer. Quick throw to get him. 2 men out.
Yeah, nice one-handed play. The glove. Looks like Barmas a little bit.
As speaking of Barmes, we wish him the best in recovering from the groin injury and he suffered. He's on the disabled list right now, so everybody's thinking about you. Hope you get better quick. Looks like he's going to miss about a month. 2 outs and Matt Holliday the batter. Holliday takes a strike. Holliday struck out looking to end the first inning. That hit him before he got out of the box. Foul ball. That's 0-2. Holliday 2 days in a row is out for early BP. Out here again this afternoon, a little after 3 o'clock before the team started hitting. Real nice night here in St. Louis tonight. Last night we had to deal with a couple of delays. But the weather looks good for tonight. Had a 47-minute rain delay before the game began, and there was no rain. And then they played half an inning, and then the rain came. Put the tarp back on. Joe West, the crew chief, said, yeah, put the tarp back on. And then it stopped raining, so they took it off, and it started raining again. And then Joe just said, you know, let's go play. And the rain finally stopped. I think Mother Nature was playing games with Joe West last night. Two pitch. Bouncer to the right side, and Davis will handle it himself. And it's a 1-2-3 third for Vance Worley. Heading to the 4th in St. Louis. Pirates down by a pair of runs.
Twitter Tuesday, Jordy Mercer was our guest, and he was asked by Coach Joe Rice, what advice do you have for a young shortstop?
I mean, continue to take reps. I think the reps is a huge key. Continue to take ground balls anywhere you can. I know I had a wall in my front yard against the house that I would throw the ball against, and it would roll back to me, and I would do that over and over and over. And just things like that, you can get reps in and get used to the hops.
Some good advice from Jordy Mercer. Found his way from Tologa, Oklahoma, here to the North Shore in the big leagues. And of course, his career wasn't always a shortstop. He was a closer at Oklahoma State University, Tim.
Yeah, he was. And I have a feeling we're going to hear a question about that later, right? Russell Martin at the plate.
Sorry about that. Yes, absolutely. We do. Great questions, by the way. All the fans that sent in questions, they were fantastic for Jordy Mercer. Now, he'll elaborate on that a little bit later.
1-1. There was a game when Jordy came in to close, blew a save, and then hit a walk-off home run to give himself a win. There's a comebacker to Martinez. Martin is out to start the Pirates half of the fourth.
You'd like to see him start to chip away at that pitch count a little, get some deeper counts going, and make Martinez work. See what would happen if he did get up to say 90 pitches after 5 innings. How long would they stick with him?
Mike Davis bounced into a fielder's choice and then was erased at second on a force out. 0-for-1 for Ike tonight. Got on base safely 3 times last night. 1-for-1 and also was walked twice.
Ike does a nice job of all the time of being patient. There's somebody going to make that pitcher work a little bit. A lot of times it's going to be Ike, especially with nobody on base. He might go up there with somebody in scoring position and hunt first pitch fastball, see if he can knock in a run. But these situations, he's going to wait a little bit till he gets exactly what he wants. And now look what happened. He's in the driver's seat, 3-1. He can really keyhole on one now.
This is one of those hitters counts.
That's what Jeff preaches. Get in those hitters counts. Get your pitch. Don't hit the pitcher's pitch.
Knight draws a walk. Second walk issued by Martinez.
Not happy with himself, you can see. But, that might, be part of a scouting report that's overlooked. Especially if you're a young pitcher that hasn't faced these guys and you don't have your own book in your head. Hey, this guy with nobody on, you're going to have to throw him a strike. He's not going to do you any favors. That has to be communicated to him.
1 on, 1 out. Going after a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
There are hitters that will go up there swinging, and then there's guys that, and if you're going to mess with them a little bit, you're always going to be 2-0, 3-1. And Ike's one of those hitters.
This one down the right field line, but it hooks. Oh, nice play.
Nice little pick right off the dirt.
Got some experience here along the walls at Busch Stadium.
Veterans.
2 strikes to Alvarez. And Pedro lifts this one high and deep to right center field. Back it goes. This ball is gone. El Toro strikes again and ties up the ball game. That's the 100th home run of Pedro Alvarez's career.
They got an off-speed pitch up out over the plate. A mistake pitch, if you will.
Well, with one swing, the Buccos back to square one. Tied 2-2.
Pedro continues to torture the Cardinals with the home runs.
It's his 3rd home run against the Cardinals this season.
Looked like just a bad changeup, high, right out on the outside part of the plate. Nothing on it. Pedro goes out after it, and with his bat speed, when he lines one up and gets it on the head of the bat, it's going to go.
And there's Mercer taking the 0-1 pitch. It's now 0-2. Well, the estimated distance on this one, Bob, 412 feet. Jordy bounces this one foul. This is what Pedro can do, and oftentimes from what we've seen from him over the years, he starts hitting these in bunches, and hopefully this is the first of a bunch. Hits him well here in St. Louis, and then heading to Cincinnati, where a lot of people seem to hit him well.
Well, he got off to a good start this year home run wise, and just cooled off. As you just said, he's always been streaky. Maybe this is going to be the start of something. It wouldn't take much for him to be right back on the on pace for 30-some home runs.
14 on the year now. So we're just a little past the halfway mark of the season. He's just a little under halfway there. And Jordan goes down swinging. Mercer 0 for 2. That's that slider you were talking about.
Yep, that one there, he took a little off it. Earlier, he was throwing that in the upper 80s. That one, I think he just wanted to make sure he got it in the right spot, so he backed off velocity-wise. It was a dandy.
Well, he knocks this one foul, 0-1. Bat struck out. Swinging the bat in the third. And a comebacker. Pirates tie it up on a 2-run home run by Pedro Alvarez, the 100th home run in El Toro's career. He reached for it, took it deep to right center. Pirates 2, Cardinals 2.
Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by T-Mobile Tuesday Night Baseball.
2-2. Pedro Alvarez hits his 14th home run of the year. Ties the game up as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Pirates games, more fun in groups. Ask about how each member of your group can take home a Pirates cap or have a hot dog and drink credit loaded right onto your ticket. Give your group a night to remember. Book your group outing. 1-800-5-BUCKS is the number to call. Go to pirates.com/groups. See you and your group out at PNC Park. That's a one-man group. Here's a one-man gang. Matt Adams. 0 for 1, grounded out to Walker in the second inning.
One of those momentum innings where you've got the that's what he said. You've got back off the ground. You tied the game back up. You want to get your guys off the field now as quick as you can. But Adams had a different thought. He started it off with another hit.
He puts a good swing on it, doesn't he?
He's a good hitter for a big guy. He's not just up there trying to hit home runs, trying to pull everything. You know, I've watched him trying to stay inside the baseball, hit the fastball the other way. He'll take his hits. He'll take what you're trying to give him. If you throw him some off-speed stuff like last night, he'll spin on it, hit it hard, try to pull. But if you're staying hard, mainly away, he's got no problem with hitting the ball out to left field. He's got a nice approach, good strategy to his at-bats.
Yadier Molina shortened up, took it for a strike. Check the bottom of the screen here as folks on Twitter reacting to Pedro Alvarez's home run. Cardinal killer. Last year in the playoffs, Pedro exceptional against the Cardinals. Seems to hit very well here. Remember a couple of seasons ago, we had a 19-inning game here on a getaway day. We're heading out to the West Coast. And Pedro in the top of the 19th. He was the 19th. Hit a home run that ended up winning it for the Pirates. 0-2 to Molina. He strikes out. Good pitch by Worley. Worley racks up his second strikeout of the night. Both of them looking. Got Matt Holliday in the first, and now Molina here in the fourth.
Yeah, this one's got Molina talking to himself. Just a fastball up out over the plate. Really not what he was probably looking for. He might have been trying to, hit that outside corner, but not upstairs like that. He wanted that ball down. But it was strike three. Molina walking back, as I said, mumbling.
There goes the runner, and Peralta flies it to right. Polanco makes the catch. Adams heading back to first base. 2 men out for St. Louis.
After the opening base hit, 4 pitches later, he's got 2 outs. But that's how Worley really has worked. He gets the ball. He's very quick. He doesn't take a lot of time messing around out on the mound. And most of the time, he's throwing strikes. He's using that defense, making those guys put the ball in play. Making the other team put the ball in play.
Oscar Taveras at the plate as Adams gets back to the bag. Taveras, a base hit and a run scored in the second inning.
They got a breaking ball that was coming down and in a little bit. Pretty much ripped it out into right field.
His major league debut on Memorial Day against the Giants. His first hit was a solo home run. It was in his second career at bat. Cardinals minor league player of the year in 2012 and the last 2 straight years. Named their #1 prospect. Ball and 1 strike to Taveras. Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic. Just turned 22 on June 19th. Rocket foul. Foul balls are hit hard.
Good thing they had netting up on that one. That would have got somebody right in the front row.
Waiting for Worley's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Cubs are playing long ball with the Reds in the nightcap of a doubleheader. They've hit 3 home runs. Chris Coughlin, Anthony Rizzo, and Mike Olt. The Cubs lead the Reds 5-0. Reds won the first game earlier today 4-2. A bouncer left side of the infield. Pedro's got it. Throws to first too late. Well, Pedro just trying to get to any ball he can get to, but Mercer was right there behind him waiting to make a play.
On a pop fly, you call people off. You need to do that on that one also. He's asking Mercer right there, did you have that one? Mercer's saying, well, yeah. There you can see it. This is just a ground ball right at Mercer, and Pedro dives in front of him, takes it away, and because he's leaving his feet diving, now he's got no play anywhere.
Two men on, two out. 2-2 ball game. Colton Wong came up with a 2-out, 2-run double in the second inning. 1-for-1 for the number 8 hitter. Two balls, no strikes. Wong was the National League Rookie of the Month in May. Hit .333 in May. And 2-0. Swung on and lifted to right field for Gregory Polanco. The Cardinals will strand 2. They get 2 hits. On to the 5th. Pirates 2, Cardinals 2. Top of the order coming up. Now, as they sit, the Brewers just 4 up over the Cardinals, 4.5 over the Bucks and Reds. And if the Phillies can continue on their path tonight, they would lose another game in the standings. They've been in a bit of a rut in Milwaukee. 2-2 here. Gregory Polanco leading off. Polanco is 2 for 2. Pedro Alvarez with a 2-run home run in the 4th. And Polanco's 3 for 3. Base hit up the middle for El Cafe.
Vance did his job. He put a 0 up there after we tied the ball game. Got these guys back to the bat rack, and here we are, another one of those situations where you get the fast 3. Polanco starts it off with another hit.
Gregory Polanco, 3 singles.
Right through there, huh?
Yeah. Would have been a goal. Polanco with 1 stolen base tonight. Marte's 0 for 2. Flying to center and struck out. Well, Starling goes in streaks. He's hit safely in 2 straight. Not really a streak when you only have 2 straight. That's just back to back, but he does put some good little streaks together. Last night a multi-hit game, 2 for 4 with a triple. It's 0-2.
Martinez seems to be maintaining that velocity pretty well. It's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He's in the 60s now, pitch count wise.
So his pitch count reasonable at this point. Again, he's topped out at 88 pitches so far this year. Cardinals say he should be ready to go more than that. And strike 3. Foul tip into the glove of Molina. Second time Marte has gone down swinging.
Trusting his fastball a little bit more now. He's been kind of burnt a couple of times trying to get away from it and throwing breaking balls.
Andrew McCutchen is 0 for 1. Struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning, then walked and was stranded in the third. This time he goes to right field and deep. This ball's back, and this ball is gone. A home run for Andrew McCutchen, a 2-run shot, and the Pirates lead it 4-2. Home run number 14 for Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah, remember that his fastballs he was throwing by him that first time up. They knew that Andrew was going to file that one away, think about it, and there would be no more fastballs being thrown by him. Now, these top 3 guys, they're going to generate so much offense second half of the season.
And this is the 5th time this year that Andrew McCutchen has hit a home run on the first pitch he has seen in an at-bat. So 5 of his 14 home runs have been first pitch home runs. Neil Walker, 1 out, nobody on. Walker's 0 for 2. You saw where Martinez challenged him, put it down the middle. It was down low in the zone, but still down the middle of the plate.
So Martinez just doesn't really have a lot of command of any of his off-speed pitches, at least not tonight. He's having success, or he was having success, because of he throws just so hard. You could tell that if he had a little command of a breaking ball or a changeup or something.
Walker to left center field, and this one's going to go to the wall. Neil Walker now with a 10-game hitting streak. Walker rounding second. He's heading to third. Here comes the throw. No throw. Peralta put it in his pocket, and Walker has his first triple of the season.
And because there is no off-speed pitch that anybody's worrying about, they've made an adjustment now. They've started swinging, getting that bat going a little sooner because of the velocity. And even though he's still throwing hard, this one 98, now the head of the bat is getting to the baseball pretty regular. And that's what happens when even if you're a very hard thrower, at the big league level, you better have something to go with it. Our guys are going to start the bat just a little bit early because they don't have to worry about anything off speed, and there's your result. A lot of triples.
Triple number 1 this year, his first one since an August series against the Cardinals at PNC Park last year.
Like 6 or 7 triples in the last week or so.
They tripled in 3 straight games. Infield drawn in now. Pirates up 4-2 in the 5th. And Mark, his job now with 1 out is to get Walker in. Situational hitting. Pirates struggled with it last night. Dropped the opener 2-0. Here midway through the second game, we're up by a pair of runs. Nothing in 2. Well, we told you at the beginning of the game that the Pirates are the top hitting team against fastballs of 93 miles an hour or better. McCutchen with great bat speed. He gets into one of those heavy fastballs, generates a lot of power. And Martin, one of the top hitters against big fastballs. Throw down to third, and Walker's out. I think Clint Hurdle's going to come out and ask about this one. Walker's not leaving the base. He said he's safe. Third base coach Nick Leyva went to Alan Porter and said, "No, I disagree strongly, sir." And here comes Clint. I think they're going to challenge this one.
Clint will see him looking in the dugout. He's going to wait, see what happens. And it looks like a thumbs up, which would mean challenge.
And they aren't going to challenge. So our first replay challenge of the night. We'll use his manager's challenge here to see if Neil Walker will be able to stay at third base, and if the folks in New York will overturn this one. Again, Health Network Supermo giving us a look. Walker get his hand on before the tag.
Well, we can't see from that angle. He got his knee in our way.
And the only issue with this is Walker believes he's safe. Nick Leyva believed he's safe. Unless there is clear and convincing evidence to overturn it, they won't overturn it. It's just a matter of.
Sometimes it's true.
Well, I know, but generally that's the theory, Bob, as you know. Just reminding the folks, we might not have the right camera angle. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Looks like it's going to be a. Well, I thought Allen was going to take the headset off. Usually that's the indicator that the review's over. Let's look at this angle. They're done. Let's see. The call will stand, meaning they did not have enough evidence to overturn it. And Walker shot. So Molina will get credit for throwing out Neil Walker at third. So the out 2-5. Walker's picked off at third. Now 2 men out. Base is empty. Martin strikes out on the next pitch. So the inning comes to a thud. But Andrew McCutchen with a 2-run homer gives the Pirates a 2-run lead. Alan Porter called him out. Pirates challenged it. There was no clear and convincing evidence on video to overturn the call, but Walker completely convinced he was safe. Normally you don't see Neil barking about a call. And during the inning break, and he's
obviously Neil didn't like the final decision. Certainly convinced that he got his hand in.
On the very next pitch, Martin struck out to end the inning, so that was a quick ending. Martinez takes a strike.
Well, the good news, 2 runs in that inning.
Yeah,
a long home run.
382-foot home run by McCutchen.
Pirates now have the lead.
And they were hoping to add on with a runner at third and 1 out, but 2 runs off the bat of McCutchen certainly helps. Unties it. Pirates have scored 4 runs unanswered after going down 2-0. Cardinals had 2 in the second inning. And Martinez is out swinging. So 1 out for the Cardinals in their half of the 5th. All-star voting isn't quite over yet. You can vote for the final player in each league roster until Thursday at 4 Eastern Time. Go to Pirates.com, cast your All-Star Game final vote for the final 2 All-Stars for the game in Minnesota. Vote at Pirates.com or on your mobile phone. Justin Morneau, you got to figure he's going to get votes not only from Colorado, but a lot from Minnesota. Longtime Twin, but a lot of folks want to see him come back and play. And Morneau, who...
Yeah, but you can't... Can they vote for him? It's an American League team.
Anybody can vote. Any fan.
Well, you can vote in somebody else's primary?
Sure. Why not?
I thought you had to vote in your own primary.
Garber to the right field. That's a base hit. His second hit of the ball game. Well, in the National League, we have a primary, but in the American League, they have a caucus. Dallas Keuchel from Houston among the leaders.
So even though we're a National League, we can vote for those guys.
Sure, absolutely. Oh. You absolutely can. MLB.com to vote. Pitch to John Jay, misses for a ball. One and 0 the count. Throw to first base, and Carpenter gets back. Jay hit into a double play in the first inning with Carpenter aboard. Mike Matheny finding out what the duties are like. Preparing the team here and preparing for the All-Star game. He's been reaching out to a number of other managers for help. Jay fouls this one off. Clint Hurdle included. Clint back will be on his coaching staff. How about the home run derby? Troy Tulowitzki is the captain. Giancarlo Stanton, Todd Frazier, and Yasiel Puig the latest to accept the invitation from Tulowitzki. And they will have one more participant named day after tomorrow. Different format this year. Puig will have a chance to be a back-to-back winner. He can win it this year. 1-1 runner goes, a bouncer into left field. Carpenter thought about going to third. He turned around, went back to second base. John Jay got a fortuitous bounce way over the head of Alvarez out to left field. Back-to-back singles with 1 out.
Kind of surprised that Jay didn't try to get to third base on this. There's respect for that man's arm. I mean, he's running on the pitch. It's a ground ball base hit the other way. A chopper, no less. And he still couldn't challenge Marte.
Well, Matt Holliday is 0 for 2. count.
Well, this is the double play guy, isn't it, Holiday?
It is. There's Matt Adams waiting on deck, but Holiday
hitting over. And Adams hits next inning with nobody on.
Love to get a ground ball playable to an infielder off the bat of Holiday. To Holiday from Worley. In the gap. Carpenter will score. Jay's going to get waved home. And Matt Holliday has tied this game at 4. Pitch was low and in, and Holiday just went down and in to get it.
Well, Kutch really had a late break on that ball, didn't he?
It took him a while to get there, and as a result,
I don't think he saw it off the bat.
Yeah, no throw to the plate with Jay running from first base. Surge out to visit with Vance. Now the Cardinals have tied this game up. An activity in the Pirates' pen. Junmar Gomez warming up. These two teams.
Well, watch Kutch now. Watch Kutch. See how late he broke? He didn't see that ball off the bat, apparently.
Double number 22, RBIs 42 and 43. And here is Matt Adams. Adams 1 for 2, takes a strike. One out runner at second for St. Louis, bottom of the 5th inning. Now you go back to Walker getting picked off at third base with one out. What a valuable run that could have been. Another strike to Adams. O'Neill determined to plead his case that he was not out, but there was not enough video evidence to overturn the call. Here's the 0-2 coming. And a ground ball to short. Mercer throws on to first to get Adams. A productive at bat for Adams. He moves Holiday from second to third. Here's 1 for 3. Go ahead run 90 feet away. And the catcher Yadier Molina coming up. He is a favorite here in St. Louis. Got away from Martin. Not far enough for Holiday to come in. Two balls, no strikes. Cardinals with 2 runs in the second inning and then 2 runs here. Both times it was a 2-run double that got them both in. Vance doesn't look right at this point in time as he drills that one in the dirt.
Yeah, that was a 2-0 pitch. You know, I mean, he's trying to throw the ball for a strike on 2-0. And look where that ends up. Definitely doesn't look right. Pretty good hitter in Peralta on deck.
3-0 pulled foul. I thought he'd see a real sweet pitch on a 3-0 count. He saw what he liked, but yanked it foul. Popped it up, shallow left. Marte will make the catch. Cardinals get 2, leave 1, 3 hits. 2-run double by Matt Holliday ties it at 4. T-Mobile game changer. Pedro Alvarez, a 412-foot blast. I got the bunch on the board, tied the game at 2. Pedro can continue to swing the bat and hit home runs in bunches as he can do. I think a T-Mobile game changer. Pedro will hit second this inning. Ike Davis will lead off against Carlos Martinez. And Matt Holliday with his first hit.
Well, Ike was able to show that patience and draw a walk right in front of that home run that Alvarez hit.
Ike's been on base twice, once on a fielder's choice ground ball. Got there in the second inning and walked and scored right in front of Pedro. Got the ride home for free in the fourth. Mike looks at the pitch low, ball 1. Davis pops this one foul and out of play.
And Martinez windup very similar to one of Wainwright's windups. He stands with his right foot on the edge of the rubber, and then just kind of turns his left hip toward the plate. A little bit of a leg kick right there, and go get him.
Well, it's worked pretty well for Wainwright.
Wainwright will do some different things. Sometimes he'll be a little traditional and go up over his head, move around a little bit on the rubber.
2-1, and Davis hits one deep to left center field. John Jay on the run, still on the run, and Jay will make an incredible catch. John Jay stealing extra bases from Ike Davis. Wow, what a play.
That was a nice one. Jay plays a very shallow center field, so when these balls are hit like this, he has an awful long ways to run to get them. But he read that one just right. Knew where the wall was and everything. Excellent play.
Jay with a good defensive play. Carlos Martinez certainly appreciates that. Now Alvarez hits one high and deep, but not deep enough. Jay is there to play it for the second out.
We can definitely tell these last couple innings, guys have made adjustment on that big fastball now. They're just about everyone, even if they're not getting a base hit, they are getting the head of the bat to the fastball. Pretty much discounting the off-speed stuff.
Jordy Mercer batting with 2 out. Nobody out in the on-deck circle. Vance Worley would be next, but there is activity in the Pirates bullpen.
Just noticed last night there is no actual on-deck circle here at Busch. I don't know if there's a. I wonder how many stadiums are like that.
And Mercer into left field for a base hit.
Be a pinch hit or not. Somebody will have to walk right over the non-existent on-deck circle.
The pinch hitter will be Travis Snyder. Jordy Mercer now with an 8-game hitting streak. 1 for 3 tonight, so Worley's night is done.
Yeah, most teams have that little circle, that mat that they put up there that
right
keeps everything out of the dirt, the rosin bag, and all your paraphernalia. Here, you just got to throw everything in the dirt.
Just pick your spot. Mercer off of first base. He represents the go-ahead run. Travis Snyder at the plate. Snyder hitting .224. He taps one towards second base. Wong will play it. One pitch to Snyder. He grounds out to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-4.
Of the 6th, Mercer was asked by Philip Fetty after being a closer at OSU, have you ever wanted to pitch in a major league game?
Of course I did. I mean, having the ball in the 9th inning is really something special. It really is. It's it gets your heart going, man. It gets you pumped up. It's a feeling that a lot of closers will tell you they have, because there's not a lot of not a lot of people that get that feeling, and I was able to do it in college and be somewhat successful at it, but ultimately I think I'm in a good place right now.
Well, Mercer, the all-time saves leader at Oklahoma State University, and he would pitch 8 innings, go warm up, and go close the game. Pretty cool deal for him, right, Tim?
Yeah, Robbie, and he'd often get to warm up because the coach would come out and pay the pitcher a visit and give him a ball. He'd play catch with the first baseman to warm up, so he'd be ready to go. Jared Hughes on to pitch, facing Johnny Peralta in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch inside. Just a story about Jordy. I mentioned it earlier, but it was an NCAA Super Regional game. Oklahoma State against TCU. And Jordy came in to close, blew the save, and then ended up hitting a home run and gave himself a win. And another guy in this ballpark who was playing in the opposition team was Matt Carpenter, who was with TCU at the time. And, they ended up falling a little bit short. Oklahoma State went on. But just a neat story where Jordy was exceptionally versatile at Oklahoma State.
A lot of shortstops, they have those big arms. They need them to get the ball across the infield. And the guy that has been throwing 98 to 100 was a shortstop, Martinez.
Pitch to Peralta's inside, 3-1.
Shortstops that can't hit become pitchers.
Same with outfielders. There have been a lot of outfielders who've hit themselves into a pitching career.
Yeah.
3-2. There's Michael Wacha. It's a couple of more weeks for him. Battling an injury. Still struggling with it. Cardinals pitchers have gone down a little bit. Lance Lynn on the left. He'll pitch tomorrow night.
Their starting depth is tested a little bit.
That's going to drop for a hit. And Peralta with the leadoff single. Johnny Peralta is 2 for 3. With all the injuries, Bob, to the pitchers, you'd figure the Cardinals would be rather active on the telephones right now, trying to make a deal somewhere.
Well, they figure Walker will be back not too long after the All-Star break. They're hoping anyway.
Lost Jaime Garcia for the season. Walker with that sore shoulder trying to recover. Oscar Taveras bounces this one foul. Taveras 2 for 2. Credit for an infield single in the 4th inning. You just have to keep your eyes on the baseball news each day now through the end of the month.
Yeah, things really got started quickly with that trade between the A's and the Cubs.
There's a bouncing ball towards second base. Walker quick flip to Mercer, back to first. That's a double play. Jared Hughes induces another double play. Does this often.
That's what happens when you get that sinker going down and away and somebody tries to pull it. They will put it on the ground. And Peralta came to a stop, didn't want to get tagged. Nothing you can really do there.
Colton Wong is 1 for 2 with a 2-run double. Flying to right field in the 4th inning.
Surprising 2-run, 2-out double. Hasn't done a whole lot with the bat this year. OPS about 600.
Ground ball to Mercer. See his arm.
He didn't use it. Threw a changeup.
No runs a hit. That's it. On to the 7th. 4-4 ball game.
the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Let's take a look at tonight's AT fan photos. Send them in on Twitter using the hashtag BucksFanPhoto. He's even got the hair. I think those are shorts. Matthew Erickson. Andrew McCutcheon, his favorite player, even though he's got the old Grilly shirt on. Bucco fans on hand here in St. Louis at Busch Stadium with Bob Walker. I'm Tim Neverett. Robbie Ince-Mikowski with us too. And Carlos Martinez has exited after 6 innings. And the new pitcher is the crafty left-hander Randy Choate.
Going to be a big difference in style, what they were seeing.
So Choate to face Gregory Polanco for the first time. Polanco is 3 for 3 tonight. Numbers on Choate.
Run average up there pushing 5. With relievers, when you're talking only 23, 24 innings, that ERA can move one way or another fairly quick.
Oh, 2.
Well, it's really not a real good judge of performance when you're talking about bullpen guys. You just don't get the innings to kind of settle it down. It has those big swings.
Laid off it.
You can have one horrible game and mess your ERA up for the whole year if you're a bullpen guy.
Seth Maness, speaking of bullpen guys, throwing for the Cardinals. Yeah, you hope as a bullpen guy you're not in the game long enough to give up as many runs that can mess up your ERA that badly. Sometimes you are, though. A little bit up. Polanco. Oh, where was this one? Was it up or was it in? Ooh, that was right in there.
That was in the strike zone.
Oh, Polanco got a call.
Joe didn't like it. He's the guy that makes the final call there.
And Polanco down on strikes. 1 out for the Pirates in the 7th. Polanco now 3 for 4. On the Pirates' latest edition of Driven, get an all-access view into the life of Starling Marte. Travel back to his home country, the Dominican Republic, to meet his family, friends, and former coaches, all people who helped shape him into the player and person he is today. Driven, Starling Marte, tonight after postgame on Root Sports. And Marte will hit after the timeout as Mike Matheny will make a pitching change after Choate faced his one-man, Polanco, and struck him out. I'd like to welcome Jefferson County cable TV viewers in the Toronto and Smithfield areas of Ohio. Thanks for watching and rooting on your Pittsburgh Pirates. All of us at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. Welcome aboard. Seth Maness getting sent to pitch to Starling Marte. 1 out, top of the 7th. And a broken bat liner, a little soft line drive. Right, Colton Wong. And there are 2 down.
Well, Maness, 43 innings of work here. Not too bad for 36 games. It means he's been out there a couple times, a little longer than just an inning.
He used to be a Pirate, not a Pittsburgh Pirate, though. Played his college baseball at East Carolina.
Oh, I thought maybe worked for Disney or something.
No, maybe in the future.
Where did he play?
East Carolina.
East Carolina.
One. McCutcheon bangs it foul. Kutch 1 for 2 with a walk and a 2-run home run. And in the 5th inning with Polanco aboard, the game tied at 2. McCutcheon went to the opposite field into the bullpen.
Tried to throw one too many fastballs by him.
Martinez would end up with 85 pitches tonight. And Maness strikes out McCutcheon. Took 2 pitchers, but the Pirates went 1-2-3. Stretch time in St. Louis. Pirates baseball. Kids don't go easy on Neil Walker even when they're attending his baseball camp. And in a Pirates bullpen, bursting with talent, Justin Wilson might just own the best arm. A new Inside Pirates Baseball presented by Allegheny Health Network debuts Thursday after postgame on Root Sports. 4-4 game, bottom of the 7th inning. Cardinals out hitting the Pirates right now 10-8. And the pitcher's spot will lead off. Jared Hughes coming out for his 2nd inning of work through 11 pitches. Ended up getting a double play ball and another ground ball out after giving up a hit to Johnny Peralta. He'll face Daniel Descalso, the pinch hitter. Descalso hitting in the 9 spot. 278 as a pinch hitter. And right there, Neil Walker. Thank you very much. And there's 1 out.
Oh, it's important to get that first one in a game like this tied late. step to the left and get in the air.
So we go back to the top of the order now. Neshek getting ready. He appeared in last night's game. A very unorthodox delivery of Neshek. He's heading to the All-Star game. And really, really good for St. Louis. Pitch in for a strike. Well, the pitching situation will be pretty interesting coming up, Bob. Tomorrow night, Garrett Cole will not pitch. Headed to the disabled list. Brandon Compton reportedly will be pitching here tomorrow. And Francisco Liriano, Clint Hurdle telling us before the game that Liriano will not have another rehab start, that he will be active this weekend in Cincinnati. Not sure which day, either Saturday or Sunday. So Liriano will be rejoining the rotation. See where we are right now. Headed to Cincinnati for the weekend, then the All-Star break, and the Colorado Rockies and Los Angeles Dodgers come into PNC Park after a day off for the 24th travel day. Pirates will head to Denver to take on the Rockies. That's your road ahead. Clint also mentioning that he does expect Garrett Cole to make a rehab start this time around. He didn't the last time when he came off the disabled list. Over the 4-day break for the All-Star game. It could be a benefit for Cole, but you would expect the Pirates to reshuffle the rotation right after the weekend, or maybe even before, with the addition of Liriano.
Yeah, with 4 days off, you can do just about anything you want with that rotation.
Carpenter, one hopper to Jordy Mercer, stayed down for him. And Carpenter is out.
A couple of balls hit hard, but Adam balls. One to Walker, one to Mercer. Those are always the best pitches. Adam balls. You can have one thing going for you every night. That's what you want.
Well, Detroit putting some runs on the Dodgers in interleague play, 14-5. Cubs up in game 2 of that doubleheader. Cincinnati won the day game today. And the Phillies have added on. Now 9-5 Philadelphia. Rockies up 2-0 over San Diego. John Jay takes ball 1 from Jared Hughes. 2 men out in the bottom of the 7th. A 4-4 ball game. Pirates have 2 home runs tonight. Pedro Alvarez and Andrew McCutchen each with 2-run home runs. Tomorrow night's game nationally televised. No telecast tomorrow night here on Root Sports. The radio will be the only local broadcast for you back in Pittsburgh. Bob and I'll jump over on radio tomorrow and move over to the booth next door. It's over on this side where the air conditioning is much better than the booth where we are.
It's nice here, though.
Tonight it's nice.
It's beautiful tonight. No problem. Yesterday a little warm, a little muggy, but gorgeous night.
2-1. Foul back. So you see where John and Greg are?
There they are. We're right next door. We got a little window between John and I. We kind of beat on it and talk to each other. Here, watch John. Didn't even look over here. That's how we communicate during the game.
Yeah. What is 3 knocks? What does that mean? Anything special?
It means in between innings, come over. I got something to tell you. It's our code.
Yeah. Well, because they're so close, they do come in.
Oh yeah.
Between innings every now and then. Yeah. Sometimes when we're doing our post-game stuff, some people like to sit in the other room and attempt to make us laugh while we're on the air. There's a comebacker. Oh no, that's you who does that. And Hughes tosses on to first base, and the inning is over. We'll go to the 8th. Still tied at 4 in St. Louis. pictures from the Allegheny Health Network Supermo 4-4 ball game as we head to the 8th inning. How's that song go, Bob? Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
On the window.
Twice on the pipe. If the answer is no, well,
I told you.
Just like Pavlov's dog, it's a conditioned response. Bob knocks 3 times, and Rock comes in. Nancy, our stage manager, greets him, and immediately Rock will reach for the gluten-free cookies.
First thing he went for is the you're right, the gluten-free chocolate chip cookies.
Nancy bakes them and brings them to us here. That's the gluten-free. And then you can just see the weight falling right off him when he eats that cookie. So Pat Neshek, the All-Star, appeared in last night's ball game.
Well, look at that ERA, 0.75. Now, as I said before, a reliever, it can turn around quick. Boy, that's something you can be proud of. Right there with Watson's.
Well, in a way, we're kind of where we were last night.
Yeah.
Tie game.
Just got here in a different direction, different way, different route.
Off-speed pitch, Walker out in front. 70 miles an hour. Neshek didn't break the speed limit in several western states with that pitch. Time he put a little more on it. And Molina tried as hard as he could to hang on to the foul tip. Couldn't do it, so Walker stays alive.
Really an odd delivery. Almost.
This one curling toward left center. Jay on the run. He'll catch up to it. One out for the Pirates in the 8th.
There you can see Jay, I mentioned earlier about how he plays a very shallow outfield. He easily gets to this. Russell Martin has got pretty good pop in his bat. Jay, as we're speaking, takes a couple more steps in. It's easy to measure the depth of the center fielders at this ballpark because the way they have the arch cut into the grass. You can really see where he is out there, and he's well under the top of the arch.
Great shot of Busch Stadium.
Beautiful ballpark. They did
Really
a nice job with it.
And the new ballpark village that's opened this year out behind left center field is beautiful. It's a great addition to this area of town. This one might be playable. And Taveras will make the catch. And Martin flies out foul to the right fielder, Oscar Taveras, and they're 2 away.
One little quick look just to make sure he knew where everything was. It's easy really to do this time of night because you have the sky is just pitch black. So it's easy to find the baseball when you look back up. And sometimes when you get that gray sky, you take a peek and look back up and so, oh, where's the baseball? You have all these powerful lights shining down on the sides of the baseball, and you're looking up into that black sky, and that little white ball is just so easy to see. Outfielders can't wait until that sun gets all the way down and get the blackness up there.
Another off-speed pitch, Ike out in front. One ball, one strike to Ike Davis. Nobody on, 2 out. Outside, 2-1.
How about the difference in the 3 pitchers that the Cardinals have sent to the mound tonight? Martinez, just a classic power guy. Then you go crafty lefty, and then Neshek is just got a weird delivery that messes everybody up. Kind of jumps off the mound, throws sidearm. All they got to do now is follow up with maybe a knuckleballer, and you get the whole
thing.
The whole salad.
Davis pops this one up to Holiday and left. And the Pirates going in order in the 8th. To the bottom of the 8th. Pirates 4, Cardinals 4. Heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. That's inside Ballpark Village, which is just across Clark Street out in left center field.
It's outside the ballpark.
Yep.
You look out there at it, you think that's part of the stadium, but no, that's across the street.
Tony Watson in for the second straight night. He will pitch here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Had an easy night last night.
Well, there's 5 pitches for Tony Watson last night. 0.86. He lowered his ERA by 0.3 of a point. It was 0.89 when he went into last night's game. And Tony thrilled to be heading to his first All-Star game. Matt Holliday, who had a big 2-run double in the 5th. 1 for 3. Facing the lefty Watson. Let's pop back and out of play. No balls and a strike. Last year at this time, the Pirates and Cardinals had the same record. They were tied atop the division. Coming into this one tonight, a half game separates the two teams. In the previous 10 meetings, their record against one another is 5-5. Oakland Hurdles Cardinals have gone step for step with the defending National League champions this year and last. The only difference in the season was the Cardinals won the last meeting. To right field. Polanco started back. Now he'll have to come in. Makes the catch, and Holiday's out. One gone for the Cardinals in the 8th.
Polanco made a little bit of an adventure that one. But he got it. He was flying extremely deep to begin with, almost on the warning track, and then he broke back to the edge of the track before he came way in to get it. cover some ground, though, with those long legs. If he makes a mistake, he does have the ability to make up for it.
Strike one to Matt Adams. Adams with a base hit in the fourth. Grounded out twice, once to Walker at second and once to Mercer at short. That got him. So Adams will head down to first. Cardinals with a base runner.
Got him right in the belt.
You know, last night it was interesting. Speaking of hit batsmen, Russell Martin was hit by a pitch and then was not awarded first base. Clint Hurdle was asked about that today prior to the game. He said he had never seen that. Never been around anything like that. Foul ball. But when he went back and looked at it, he said, yeah, Russ might have put his left elbow out a little bit in front of the baseball. Alan Porter would not award him first base. One pitch. Ball, a strike to Molina. Molina is 0 for 3. Mixed bag for him. He's grounded out, flied out, and struck out. And a bouncer to third base. Nice pick by Pedro. Goes to second for one around the horn. Double play. How about that? Pedro Alvarez, a terrific play at third base, and the inning ending double play. We'll go to the ninth, even at 4. Four the score. 10 hits for the Cardinals, 8 for the Pirates. And Trevor Rosenthal is on to pitch in the top of the 9th inning.
26 saves on the year for Rosenthal.
His last appearance was on the 5th of July against Miami. Had a blown save.
He'll be a little bit more like what Martinez was like. He's going to come at him with a fastball. Russell, right? He looked like he wasn't feeling well or something when went in the dugout.
We'll see how Russell is here.
Said something to Ben on his way down into the dugout. So maybe they're feeling a little queasy or something.
Strike one to Alvarez. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Fouled it back. Here's the 0-1. Pedro swinging through that one at 96. No balls, 2 strikes to Pedro.
Not happy with himself chasing that high fastball. Wants something downstairs he can hit.
Pedro 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer in the 4th. 1-2 pitch.
He keeps going after him with fastballs, trying to work upstairs a little bit. If it was a changeup that he hit out. Off-speed pitch. Molina couldn't hold on to it. But it was a changeup that got left up above the belt, out over the plate.
Good thing for shin guards. Right off the knee pad. Ground ball out to Colton Wong, playing in right field. Goes on to first to get him. Pedro's gone, 1 down in the 9th. Rosenthal will now face Jordy Mercer. His 52 strikeouts are tied for 5th in the National League as far as relievers are concerned. Still Frieri getting loose. See Mark Melancon also on top of bullpen mound. With the number 9 spot up next, Josh Harrison comes out of the dugout. Josh's birthday today. Jordy fouls it back. Mercer 1 for 3. His 6th inning single extended his 7-game hitting streak to 8 games. One out, base is empty. Rosenthal ready to deliver the 1-2. That's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordy will get another. Mercer currently hitting .251. Back 7th of May, his average had bottomed out at 161. Since then, he's hitting .293.
At that point, he was hitting like a closer.
Yes, he was.
But that good hitter was in there somewhere. It didn't take long to come back out. We saw it last year. Hit his way right into that starting lineup. Nope. Didn't swing at that.
Full count on Jordy. Rosenthal looking in at Molina. And now the 3-2. And Mercer flares one to right field. That's going to drop in for a hit.
That's pretty strong at bat.
2 hits for Mercer tonight.
They're really battling. And it's tough to stay back on a guy that's throwing as hard as Rosenthal is at 97, 98. But he did because of that changeup. He was able to foul that changeup off a couple of times to stay alive. Figure out a way to get on base.
17th multi-hit game for Jordy Mercer.
Let's see if we can do a little birthday celebration here. What do you think?
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Maybe a double.
Jay Hay wants to give all Pirate fans a present right now. 296 average for Jay Hay. Takes ball one.
Shallow and center and right. They're not playing no doubles.
Mercer off for first base, one man out, and the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
Not playing no doubles at third. Carpenter's off the line. You'd be able to get a ball inside Carpenter, inside the bag. It'll go in the corner.
Two-0 pitch to Harrison. 3-0. Now Molina wants to go out and talk to Rosenthal. And when Yadier Molina takes that long, purposeful walk out there, Rosenthal is expecting some sort of advice.
Yeah, throw a strike.
That's usually what works. Cincinnati trying to come back on Chicago. It's 5-4 Cubs, top of the 8th. And the Phillies still with a 9-7 lead over the Brewers in the 7th. And there is that strike that Molina asked for. It's 3-1. Last 3 outings on Saturday against Miami, a blown save, and then Friday a save, Wednesday a save against the Giants. Count full, 3-2. Now you got to start Jordy here. Three and 2 to Josh Harrison. Rosenthal's pitch. And Harrison shoots it down to right, but that is foul. They go the other way with it.
A lot of confidence that Jay Hay going to put that ball in play. Started the runner. Yeah, just in case there is an extra base hit. Mercer on the move. Might be able to take it all the way home. Plus 1 out. In case it's a ground ball, you're staying out of that double play.
Ball 4. And now 2 on with 1 out. Mercer down to second base, and the Pirates have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Back to the top of the order. And now activity in the Cardinal pen. Jason Mott, who was the closer at one point here. He's a converted catcher. Separated at birth. The same facial structure.
I've been thinking about going beard.
Really?
Yeah. Big full one. I'll work.
Would go down like one of those and have it squared off.
Mm-hmm.
No. Won't do it. Mustache again though. You should put that back on your face.
I don't think I can get that one okayed.
1-0 to Polanco. And Gregory pops this one up to shallow center field. Over toward right center is Jay. He'll make the catch. And there are 2 men out. So Polanco 3 for 5. And now Starling Marte is due. He's 0 for 4 tonight with a couple of punch outs. See if Starling can come through against Rosenthal. Time for a clutch hit. Get a chance, watch the Driven episode after Pirates postgame on Starling. It's a great show. Breaking ball in for a strike.
Throwing many of those in this inning.
No. Mostly fastball.
Had to be a little bit of a surprise to Marte. First pitch, breaking ball, strike.
Well, comes back with a fastball at 98.
The first pitch really set that one up.
With the fastball grip. Everybody's up. And the 0-2. Marte stays alive. The next pitch for Rosenthal will be the 27th of the inning. 2 on, 2 out. Mercer at second, Harrison at first. Marte with an 0-2 count. And we're going to the bottom of the ninth. Third time tonight, Marte has gone down on strikes. He's 0 for 5. Pirates leave the go-ahead man in scoring position. Game, except there are runs on the board tonight. That's the difference. 4-4. Ernesto Frieri comes on to pitch, and he will face Johnny Peralta, Oscar Taveras, and Colton Wong, 6, 7, and 8 in the Cardinal batting order.
It'll be a while getting that ERA down. He had the bad game, and it's really messed it up. Have to throw up quite a string of zeros to get that down where he wants to.
Well, that was on the 3rd of July against the Diamondbacks when he gave up 5 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning on 5 hits. Had a tough night that night, but hoping for a bounce back here. So Ernesto Frieri, who the Pirates got from the Angels in a trade for Jason Grilli, will face Johnny Peralta. Peralta's 2 for 3 tonight. Singled in the 2nd inning and scored. Singled in the 6th and was erased as part of a double play. First pitch from Frieri. And for a strike. Pirates have pulled off 3 double plays tonight. This one popped out of play for strike 2. Cardinals don't have any. Well, his last walk-off homer last season against Boston. As the Cardinals are in walk-off territory again with a final at bat and a tie game.
And the Pirates are playing no double. You know, Alvarez over on the line and the outfield extremely deep everywhere.
Side to Peralta.
Definitely trying to guard against an extra base hit. See the outfield pretty much out by the wall. And there's Pedro, and he's going to be about 2 steps in fair territory when the pitch goes home.
Matt Adams had a walk-off homer last night, his first walk-off hit in the major league. Fouled back again. Count stays 2-2. Frieri wanted to hang a 0 and get to the 10th now. Pirates left the go-ahead run in scoring position in the 9th when Marte struck out. Starling having a tough night at the plate tonight with 3 strikeouts. Fly out in the lineup. Ground ball to Mercer. Another time to throw him out, and there's 1 gone for the Cards in the 9th. We've seen both Mercer and Walker not field balls cleanly tonight, and then just stay calm, pick it up, and throw the man out.
Yeah, panic doesn't do you any good. Just stay focused. At second base, it's a little easier. You got a lot more time to be able to regroup. Mercer able to do it quickly enough. He's on the other side of the diamond, still get the out.
Here's Oscar Taveras, 2 for 3 tonight. 2 singles, and he's hit into a double play. Takes a strike from Ernie. That pitch outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gabby Sanchez talking to Clint Hurdle as they look ahead to the 10th inning. Two and 1. Polanco pretty deep.
Playing no doubles.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Oscar Taveras. Deck is Colton Wong, the second baseman. Here comes the 2-2. Strike 3 call. Taveras strikes out. And compared to Joe West, Taveras has had 5 minutes in the big leagues. And he let the veteran umpire know how he felt about that call.
That was a pitcher's pitch.
Oscar had a point. Oscar. Now Wong takes strike 1. Colton Wong is 1 for 3. No balls, 1 strike. For Erie out of the stretch, delivers. Wong, strike 2, foul ball back. The Reds have come back to tie up the Cubs. 5-5, bottom of the 8th inning. No lead is safe in that ballpark. Alan Craig on deck. Jason Mott in the bullpen. And the pitch. Wong takes inside 1-2. Buckles will be in Cincinnati this weekend. Expect to see some folks from Pittsburgh making the drive over.
A lot of them here in St. Louis. Maybe they'll just stop in Cincinnati on their way home. It's on the way. Kinda. Little detour.
Ernesto Frieri's 2-2 delivery. Missed. 3-2. Still out of Columbia. And a few big leaguers out of Columbia, but he was telling me the other day there's more and more on the way. A 3-2 pitch to Colton Wong from Ernesto Frieri. Hammered to right field. Not again. Not again. It's happened again. A walk-off home run. And the Cardinals win it 5-4.
Well, if you had told me before the game that Wong was going to get that big 2-out double and then win it later on with a walk-off home run, I said no way. But there it is. It happened.
His first career walk-off hit and his first career walk-off home run. And Colton Wong drives in 3 of the 5 Cardinal runs here tonight. Pirates were a strike away from getting to the 10th inning. And the Cardinals somehow do it again.
That's 3-2, and you got to go after Wong. The last thing you're thinking is he's going to hit a home run off you. The outfield's playing up against the fence, so you're not even thinking he can get a double. Maybe he'll get a single. But I mean, this home run just sailed out of here, no problem. That is way deep.
Colton Wong, the hero tonight for the Cardinals, as the Cardinals pick up their 49th win. The Pirates now 47 and 43. Let's send you back to our Root Sports studios in Pittsburgh. Rob King, Ken Maka standing by.